All right, so here's your H-pop cover. We just talked about the H-pop itself. Anytime you're removing this one probably came off really easy because somebody else probably had this off recently. You can remove it by pulling up right there, or you can slide in like a paint scraper gently underneath here. Whatever you do, make sure you don't ever break these when you take them off. Remember, I'll stick an IPR socket there because it's got a flat spot, and then I use that to pry right through here. But I make sure that I use something that's prying in an area that's past where the O-ring sits. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this guy right here needs to be really clean. See all this shit inside of here? I would be taking a wire bristle brush and cleaning all that out. You want to make sure you don't have any debris in there so that you don't end up with a leak when it's all said and done. Underneath, you're going to be doing the same thing. You need to clean this out real good, especially down here. 1 and 2. You have 2 spots where you need to put a little dab of RTV once you put the new O-ring in. Okay, so this thing, you need to take the O-ring out. You need to clean it up really well. You know where there's critical areas. Critical areas anywhere where the O-rings are, anywhere where the RTV is, and then in here where this O-ring goes. You're gonna clean that out really well. This entire thing can go in the parts washer, and you're gonna use like a bristle brush in order to clean this real good. I want you to be able to eat off of this thing when you go to put it back in. You understand?
Yes.
Okay, now with that being said, there are 9 bolts that hold this thing down, okay? 1, 2, watch it be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe there's 8, unless there's 1 in the back.
Well, to that, go to the heat shield on the back. But.
Well, I'm talking about the bolts that hold it down. The bolts that hold it down. What you need to do is you need to use the vacuum, put it next to the bolt hole near the opening. You know how you have an opening in there that takes you down to the cam, the lifters, all of that stuff?
Yep.
You need to make sure that your vacuum is on that side of the bolt hole. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Then you're gonna blow the bolt hole out that those guys go into. You need to make sure that you clean the block to where you can eat off of it, but you're not just in there willy-nilly spraying brake clean everywhere, okay?
Yep.
You can have brake clean on a rag, but you can use a scraper or something like that. Do not sit there and just blow brake clean all over the valley of this truck. You will end up with comebacks. I'll give you an example. This is an oil pressure switch. If you get brake clean on this, okay, make sure you zoom in on this. If you get brake clean on this guy right here, okay, that's good enough. Just, move your phone, there you go. If you get brake clean on this, it's going to leak. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It might leak before it leaves here. It might leak 3 days after the guy picks the truck up. We want to avoid comebacks. You do not ever use a chemical on this sensor. This sensor is a little bit more resilient, but absolutely this is the most common one to fail after somebody does a job in our shop that has to do with the oil cooler, high pressure pump, because they'll willy-nilly spray brake clean, purple power, some sort of solvent. All of that, no good. You understand?
Yep.
You do not use that around these sensors or anything like that on these engines. If you want to, put a little bit of stuff, on a rag and wipe it out, blow the holes out, use a scraper, that's all fine and well. Do not just willy-nilly spray brake clean everywhere, okay? That's it for that.
Okay.